Hey, I'm James from Smoking Dad Barbecue, and today is my favorite game day leftover chili. This will take whatever leftovers you piled up over the weekend, whether you got grilling something Friday night, did a long low and slow cook on Saturday, you've got a couple leftovers, we'll turn them into the star of the show. It comes together really quick. So before we get started, let's go start our fire and I'll show you everything that goes into a quick and easy game day chili prep. Okay, we're going to be cooking today on my Kamado Joe Big Joe Series 1. Well, you can actually pull this off on the entire Kamado Joe lineup. Now, you have to leave the dome open if you were doing this on the Joe Junior, but everything from the Junior to the Classic, the Big Joe, or the Kettle Joe, this recipe works. I absolutely love it. Plus, it's a great excuse to actually use maybe one of my favorite and often underrated tools, the ash tool. So we're going to start our fire at the back. I'll get some fresh Fogo. We'll bank it to the back. Make sure we get some great combustion, and then using our ash tool, we'll be able to rake around our hot coals and make sure we concentrate that heat exactly where we want it. Let's grab some fresh charcoal. Grill Blazer grill gun. This is the sous vide gun size. Fire it up. Let's close our dome. Open our vent all the way and let that build some heat. So now that we got our fire started, we can get to work on prepping everything. There looks like there's a lot out here, but it's a really quick recipe. So just off to the side here, I have some leftover ribs from a head-to-head video I did with my Offset and Kamado Joe, as well as some rotisserie chicken when I found out the rotisserie can fit on the acorn. So those are my two leftover samples from this weekend, but you could use anything. If you didn't have a protein, the first thing that we would do then is just maybe grill up some chicken breast or something like that, and then you would join me exactly where we are right here. So just getting from the grocery store, I've got 3 poblano peppers, a large yellow onion, some cilantro, some cream cheese. Didn't have pepper jack, so I went for Monterey Jack, some salt, pepper, olive oil, garlic, and some no salt added chicken broth, as well as some heavy cream. You can use heavy cream. I find it gets a little bit too much, so I've gone for the half and half. I'll list all the ingredients down in the description below, but let's get to work on prepping our onion. So we're going to do a coarse chop on this yellow onion. You don't need to get it too fine, as it will have plenty of time to break down once it's in the pot and coming up to temperature. So just going to put a couple processing slices through to help make it a little bit easier when we go to mince it up in a second. Same thing with the other one. And it's a rough chop, so we'll just, again, anything that we might have missed, give that a little bit of a once more into our Dutch oven. So next we're going to process our 3 poblano peppers along with 1 of our 2 jalapenos. We'll save the other one as a garnish for later. So you can adjust this to your family's liking for heat. I have 2 young kids, so I find if I don't de-seed these, it's a little bit too much. And you can always add some of that heat back later on with an additional jalapeno or some hot sauce of your liking. So these will add some great flavor, so let's de-seed these. Okay, that looks good. Let's break this down. Okay, that's good. Just like our onion, we're not going for anything too fine. Let's add in our poblano and do the same thing with our jalapeno. Looks good. Let's go get this on the grill. Okay, so we're getting some heat in our Joe. So now I want to install the X accessory rack. So you have a bit of a choice where you're going to install this. I'm using the Lodge 5-quart Dutch oven, which sits down inside of the X rack. So I'm going to go for the upper position. If you were using the Lodge 7-quart Dutch oven, that sits up on top of the rack, so it would be a little bit higher. So that just helps give us some options to control how far we are away from our heat. And as the rest of these coals continue to catch and ignite and pass the fire onto one another, we can move them around. Grab our Dutch oven, drop that in. So again, 5-quart sits right down in the ring, 7-quart sits on. So we'll get a little bit of olive oil, and we'll add our butter in a minute once we got some heat inside of our pan. Just give this a quick mix and let these start to work at sweating out. Rejoin you in a couple minutes. Okay, it's been a couple minutes. Our onions are sweating. So now I'm going to add the butter, and I've just added in the cumin and the oregano. Again, exact amounts in the description down below. I want that to start melting and incorporating everything in together. And then after this has had a couple minutes to really sort of melt down that butter, then we will add in our garlic as well as our 1/4 cup of flour. Rejoin you in a minute once this butter started to melt down. Okay, our onions and peppers have been cooking along for a minute now, starting to get really nice and translucent. At each phase here, we just want to work out some of that raw tasting vegetable. So now I think our onions and peppers are looking good, so we need to do the same thing with our garlic. So let's get our garlic as well as our protein. I'm going with our leftover St. Louis ribs along with 50-50 of leftover chicken. Add in our garlic, and again we'll give this a couple minutes to start to cook some of that raw taste out of the garlic. Okay, it's been about another 2 minutes. That should be good. So now our last raw ingredient that we really want to get that raw taste out of is our 1/4 cup of flour. And this is going to be our thickening agent. Turn this into a bit of a roux. So we don't want to leave it too long so it starts to burn, but again we have that olive oil and butter in there serving as some protection from that happening. So we want to cook that raw out of the flour, start to let this thicken up so we end up getting that chili consistency that we're after rather than soup. Rejoin you in a minute when we get ready for our next step. Okay, now that we've had a minute or two to get rid of that raw taste in our flour, let's add our chicken stock. Mix this up, make sure we're not getting any burning on the bottom. Add in our cream cheese. This is the first part of turning this into a Blanco chili. The heavy cream will do the rest. We want to give that a couple minutes to start to melt down and incorporate. Rejoin you in a few minutes once that softens up. So while we're waiting for that to render down, it's a great opportunity to process the rest of our produce. So I've just got a little bowl here, get our cilantro going. That looks good. Let's move that aside to our bowl. Shred up some of our cheese. So we are ready to go. We even have a few bonus pieces for the dog. Stay. Good girl. Okay, now that this has been simmering along for a few minutes, this last part we finish off heat. So let's just transfer it over here. So to prevent our cream from curdling, we want this off the heat. So now we can now add in our heavy cream, or half and half like I'm using. Our cheese. Some salt. This is Malden's smoked salt, which we will adjust to taste. And then some fresh cracked black pepper. Mix this all together. It's where you see that real transformation start to happen. It really becomes a white chili. Our cilantro now can go in as well. Let's check our seasoning, salt and pepper, see if we need any more. Just a little bit more of each, a little bit more salt. All right, let me get in a serving spoon and we'll build our bowl. Okay, perfect. Let's ladle in some of our chili and get in for our taste test here. Can't wait. Could dress this with a few of those jalapenos that we sliced up earlier to suit to your liking, but since it's just me right now, give that a nice liberal helping of some jalapeno slices. That looks good. Now for the best part, only about 45 minutes or so of prep to bring this together, but let's dive in and see how we did. Make sure we get some of those jalapenos along with our chili. That's ridiculous. That is so good. And that reminds me, because I'm getting a hit of smoke here, but we didn't use anything other than our natural lump charcoal. And that's because the ribs and the chicken that I've added, jalapeno got me, have some smoke. So we don't need to go anything extra with some smoke. Liquids like soups and chilies will absorb far more from natural lump charcoal than almost anything else that I've ever cooked inside my Joe, maybe save for bread. So we don't want to overdo it. This is so good though, you're gonna need to hide your plastic folding tables, not just because Bill's Mafia, but that is awesome, make you want to do crazy things. Get one more bite here. So how to describe what we're tasting? There's a lot going on. First, you get a little bit of that earthiness from the onions and the peppers, just giving that, and maybe the cumin adding to that as well. And then sort of the next thing you notice is just that warmth washes over that creamy velvety flavor of the cream cheese that we've melted down the cheese, and the half and half cream just provides like a lushness, a richness to it you're not expecting in a chili. It's really awesome. Then we get that smoke in our proteins. We mix chicken and pork here, and they come together absolutely beautifully. And then to finish it off, we're getting a little bit of zing from two things, from our fresh cracked black pepper, and that makes a world of difference. Cracking your pepper right when you go for it versus the pre-ground stuff just has a little bit of extra punch, along with our jalapenos really zing it up a little bit, which you can adjust to your individual liking. That's it. About 45 minutes later, we've turned some leftovers that were just sitting in the fridge to an amazing game day chili. I hope you give this one a try before the season is out. That's it for today, though. I'm James from Smokin' Dad Barbecue signing off. But before I let you go, make sure you check out my giveaway. As I'm approaching 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away a Kamado Joe Series 2 on rotisserie and a couple other accessories. So make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already so you're automatically entered to win. I'll see you next time. I'm James from Smokin' Dad Barbecue signing off.